What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Stock Watch Sunday. My name is Brad, and this is Only Chaos. Boy, does it feel good to be back. Thank you so much for your understanding and patience. For those of you who've been following me for a long time, you guys know that I go live with you guys every midday during the market open, and so I decided to take this week off for some mental health. And so, gosh, I cannot stress enough to you guys, for those of you who have started your own business, or maybe you're a YouTube creator who puts tons of pressure on yourself, like I do, it's ever important to just take that mental break, that mental, just health break. And it's so important to do. And what I've been able to do and what it's allowed me to do is just to generate that extra focus on just not only my business, but the content to provide for you guys. And it really just gives me a whole bunch of clarity. It really not only helps me, but it also helps you guys. And that, you're going to get so much more from me when I can take those breaks and really just kind of like hone in my focus. And so thank you so much for being understanding on that, on taking that small hiatus last week. But man, it feels good to be back in my home and really just kind of like, I don't know, it gives me that ability to connect with you guys that much more. So thank you so much for that understanding. And thanks for the birthday wishes. My birthday was yesterday. So thank you so much. You guys have given me an unbelievable amount of support and just wishing me happy birthday. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. And we are here. So if you're new to this channel, I go live every Sunday night around 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. A little bit late starting today, but it's usually right on the dot. And we talk about, what I'm watching this week. And so I don't want you to, get hung up on the fact that, this is what you should be buying this week or selling this week or not paying attention to or paying attention to, but it's just a watch list. And so I'm just going to go into detail as to why I feel like these 4 stocks that I'm watching this week are worthy of a watch. And maybe you can make your buying or selling decisions based off of why I'm watching this and why I see value. The whole point of this channel is just to kind of show you how I see value in stocks and how I've been able to find success in this crazy and wild market that we call the OTC. So thank you guys so much. Just kind of letting everybody kind of roll in here, and let me welcome a couple of folks. So Arm Trader, aka Caleb, what's going on, man? Good to have you here. Alan, good to see you, man. Matrix, Amy, Andrew, Janet, good to see you guys. A lot of familiar faces. Amy says, happy birthday. So thank you again. Appreciate that. So yeah, there's a couple of things that, 4 stocks in general that I have my eye on this week. And I'll kind of explain to you why I'm watching them and kind of go over, how we played them throughout the week. So even though I didn't go live with you guys on YouTube, I still maintained my mentorship throughout the week. So if you guys are interested in that, links are in the description. And also, we have a free community. It's called We Trade HQ. We're almost 4,000 strong around the globe of people learning and growing and celebrating each other's success, not just with penny stocks like I trade, but also with other areas of the market. So We Trade HQ is a community that I've built with my partner, Jake. And so it's designed to cater to anybody who's trading in any area of the market. See, the difference between what We Trade HQ provides and what I provide for you on this channel is not just, here's penny stocks, this is the only way to trade, here's the only way to find success and really kill it in the market. No, that is not what we do at We Trade HQ. If you can't find success in penny stocks, but you can find success in ETFs or options or Forex, cryptocurrencies, whatever you find success in, whatever makes sense to you in your brain, in your mind, and in your heart, We Trade HQ is the place for you. I don't want people to just say, oh, Brad's the only way to go about doing it. No, we have other mentors that are willing to help you learn and grow and find success in trading whatever niche that you want to trade in the market. So We Trade HQ is going to be the place for you to find that. And it's absolutely free to join. The links are in the description. I highly encourage you to do that. And you're not obligated to purchase anything within our community. There's so many people that learn and grow with all the free tools and resources that we provide. And I just want you to check that out and see if it's for you. So please go check that out. And without further ado, we will go ahead and look at the stocks that I'm watching for this week. So I'm going to share my screen as I usually do. And let me get that all squared away for you. Bear with me one sec here. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Let me get this out of the way. And so, again, thank you guys for being patient with me last week. Last week when I was away, the best internet connection I could find because I was away was at a McDonald's. And man, you guys came through and still would just show me tons of love and tons of support. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are amazing. So first stock that I'm watching, and I'm doing some technical analysis here. If you guys are familiar with what top four stocks, so Don Fran's top four stocks, I guess maybe he had top four stocks he was watching too. So no, it just happened to be that I found four that I saw value in. So let's go for it. So VYST is one that I'm watching this week. It's actually been one that I've become watching for a little bit. Really all last week and continuing on into this week. So if you guys haven't looked at VYST and seen value in this, there's been quite a bit going on. They've taken care of some debt. And what happened here was that there was a little bit of a sell-off because there was some over-converting from their current note holder, which caused a sell-off. And we kind of called this, right? So at the beginning of the week within my morning mentorship and within WeTrade HQ, the free group that we provide, we saw value here within the 4-cent range, and then it really kind of took off and went up to over 9 cents because they talked about taking care of their note holders and other catalysts that were coming about. And so that's why it had a significant increase. Well, it came about that, they had over conversion from one of their note holders. Basically, they kind of over converted by 35 million shares, which is a big deal. We talked about how this could be an opportunity for you to add to this position, especially because for me personally, I see long-term value in something like VYST because of everything that they're taking care of when it comes to their convertible debt, which, in the OTC, it's a really common thing to see here. So there's dilution that happens quite often. So if you guys aren't familiar with this platform, this is otcmarkets.com. This is where I do a lot of my due diligence and just research on the health of the company. So looking at the OS, you see 312 million shares recently updated back in November. We have reason to believe it's probably a little bit greater than that, but given that there are more catalysts that have come out even last week. At the end of last week, they had a PR that came out basically announcing that they had a $200,000 investment at 15 cents a share. So par value, if you're not familiar with what par value is basically that this investor has a $200,000 investment and all the shares that they have are at 15 cents a share. So which means that they're not even making money yet until that this price per share, the publicly traded price per share gets up over 15 cents. So really this investor is down quite a bit. They're down 10 cents a share as of Friday. And this is obviously before the over conversion happened. So there was quite a dip here, but I think this lends opportunities for people who have a much larger position in this and are looking to build onto this position. So I think this is an opportunity to add on the dip. We talk about this all the time about, reacting basically the opposite way that the normal reaction would be. So you have the over conversion here. It's an emotional reaction, all the selling that took place between Thursday and Friday. And, this could lend opportunities for you to add to your position or even make an entry. If you look at here that there was, a bottom that took place and it started to kind of creep back up on Friday. And I think I have every reason to believe that, this 5 cent area isn't exactly where it's going to be or where it's meant to be. If an investor comes in and says they're going to, invest $200,000 at 15 cents a share, that speaks to me because I'm thinking, okay, they're seeing the value here that it's going to be well above 15 cents per share. They're looking to basically, see some sort of return on investment, right? So they're looking at this and saying, okay, if my par value of shares are at 15 cents a share, then, I'm willing to say that I see value here that's much greater than that, and I want it to basically make money. I mean, the reason that investors come in and invest in your company is because they want to see a return on their investment. And so, there's potential here. Do I think that it's absolutely, without a doubt, 100% going to get above 15 cents? No, I'm not going to tell you that because that's ridiculous, right? So there's no way that we can, talking absolutes or guarantees in the stock market. There's no way you can say, yes, absolutely, without a doubt, that this is going to be here and it's going to go well above 15 cents per share. But everything that VYST has been doing up to this point since the first of the year, I mean, consider where it's come from. If you look at the daily chart here, at the beginning of the year, it came from 0007 cents per share, went all the way up to highs of 15 cents, and has really kind of like come down from that. And you see this. This is characteristic of an over-the-counter penny stock when it comes and experiences so much volatility. But if you look at the chart here, all the buying that happened down here, and you compare it to all the selling that's happened since, it really hasn't been that much selling compared to all the buying here. So you have a lot of people that see value in VYST and are still holding onto their shares and building onto their position. And so that's kind of like where I see the value here in VYST, and why I think that even though we saw a pretty big pullback towards the end of the week, that there's still a lot of value here. And if you're looking to build onto a position or looking for a stock to build a position on, that VYST could certainly be that. And so that's why I'm looking at VYST as one to watch for this week. See if it can rebound from that sell-off towards the end of the week last week, and we'll kind of see where that goes. Could be other catalysts that come about on this one. We just don't know. We'll just have to watch and wait and see. Next one, KYNC. So the theme of KYNC is cup and handle patterns everywhere. So you could look at KYNC and identify cup and handle patterns, all over the place. You can look at this from a swing trading perspective. You can see how this is kind of like sold off and come right back up. You can look at it from an intraday perspective. You can see cup and handles all over the place. The one particularly that I want to see, and basically what we saw within my morning mentorship, is KYNC. We talked about this making a solid entry within 002 flat. A couple of us got in the teens at 0018, 0019 when we saw this cup and handle pattern forming on the intraday chart. And did it deliver? Goodness gracious. It went up almost over 200% highs on Friday and started to yet again form an intraday cup and handle pattern. We'll see if this consolidates a little bit on Monday and then yet again breaks out from that cup and handle, or if perhaps maybe it will break down. But we'll see if that consolidation continues. If you look at this, though, over the last couple of weeks, that's all it's ever done. It's been, you can look at this huge cup and handle here. It didn't even create a handle. It just kind of, came down on a sell-off and just really kind of went right back up from its lows. It really looked like there was somebody that really maybe had a lot of shares. They're looking to sell off on this thing, and they did. And then people came right back in and bought this back up. But the reason is because of the share reduction. So if anybody was watching this closely, they can see that the OS has kind of been reduced. And so that is why there has been a significant increase of buying on KYNC. That's why the buying happened on Friday in and of itself, because after hours on Thursday evening, the share structure had been updated, and so people saw value in this, because whenever the share structure gets reduced, that means it's going to take less buying power to buy into this, or to get the price action moving, and so that's why people saw value in that. That's why we saw increases of 200% just on Friday alone. So really awesome stuff to see with KYNC. For those of you who are in my morning mentorship, you guys made out big. I know Alan, who's watching right now, made out a ton on KYNC, saw really good value on this one. So he's actually saying he got his shares at 00129 riding free now. So basically what he's doing is that he sold his initial investment. All of the shares that he has right now in his position are basically free shares. So he's just playing with house money right now. All the stress has been relieved from him. And so it's just been awesome to see him capitalize on the KYNC and the run that it's made so far. So that is KYNC in a nutshell. We'll see if the continuation happens tomorrow and throughout the week. And, what's in store for that. So again, that's why I'm watching this one closely and see where that goes. So the next one is going to be ETFM. ETFM made a monster move. Credit to Kiko and KSM within their group, who shouted this out within their group, as well as Penny Whale within our group. If you guys know who he is, his screen name is Penny Whale within our WeTrade HQ platform. Pretty big influencer within the Twitter space. And so he came in basically telling us the value that ETFM had. And the value is that they were doing a reverse merger of an EV or electric vehicle company into ETFM. So they came out with a couple of 8Ks over the last few days last week, which is why it had the significant run. So looking at the 8K here, it says, basically just to kind of paraphrase, they, as consideration of 2050 Motors, which is the name of the company, ETFM, will transfer to current management investors to be determined in TFPC, 80% ownership in exchange for retaining 20% ownership interest of 2050 Motors. And so basically all this is a reverse merger of about 20%, from what I am interpreting, of this EV company. It's a Chinese electric vehicle motor company. And it's a big deal, especially within the OTC. It has run on some serious hype over the last couple of trading days, and really kind of, let me close this out. And so it really kind of consolidated pretty nicely on Friday. I got in, full disclosure, in the high 3s, low 4 range. So I'm just hanging out kind of flat in my position right now. I wanted to try to get in at 0015, missed my entry because it just kind of skyrocketed on Thursday. And so then I decided to go ahead and make a play because I felt like there's still value to be had here. And I think that the price per share here is undervalued at this 004 range, high 003. We'll see where this goes. I'm slightly right on it right now, but I'm interested to see where this valuation continues on Monday and moving forward through the rest of the week, how people perceive this reverse merger. So lots going on with ETFM. And then the last one, going to be GXXM, is the fourth one that I'm watching this week. So it has had quite a bleed out, right? So there's been a significant amount of dilution that's taken place on GXXM. Looks like to me that GXXM has a significant stop on the dilution. So you see a pretty good amount of buying over here in the last couple of trading days. Really on Friday, there was a significant amount of buying volume going on Friday. And so you guys know me more than anybody that when I'm looking at something to bottom feed when it comes to penny stocks, is that I'm looking for that unusual volume, and in more particular, the unusual buying volume. And so that is what was taking place on GXXM on Friday. And so even though it was only up about 6% on the day as of the close on Friday, I still see the value here because of that unusual volume that came in. When you look at this, just dating back, even all the way back to early February, we haven't seen this kind of buying volume in that time span at all. So lots of people probably thinking that maybe the dilution is finally over. I mean, we've seen lows on this at 003s, and it was just recently up in the 10-cent. Let's see here. So I'm looking at the daily chart. It really wasn't that long ago that it was well above a penny, even in the 5-cent range. So really interesting to see if this buying volume goes anywhere. And again, that's why I'm seeing that the value here at GXXM could be pretty significant if that dilution has indeed stopped. So looking at OTC markets, looking at the share structure, unrestricted share structure, that's what we're looking at as it's been updated most recently on March 1st. The unrestricted OS is basically what we're going to determine as what could potentially be the float. 32 million is really not that much at all. And so, especially at this price point, could be interesting to see what happens with GXXM going into next week if dilution has indeed stopped. So those are the 4 stocks that I'm watching this week. Just kind of, again, just to reiterate with you guys that it's not something that I'm telling you guys to buy, but these are the hot ones that started last week and could be rolling into next week as far as, hype is concerned. Hype is a real thing. People think that, oh my gosh, whatever, I'm not going to react just because everybody else is reacting. But if people see a major value in something like that, there's potential to make some money off of something, based off of just, people just buying the hell out of it. You can see something like ETFM going bonkers because all they see is electric vehicles and they might not even see anything else. And so you could just play on that for sure. So again, I'm not saying that this list is something for you guys to buy, something that you should be buying, but just to watch, see if this is something that goes. we've seen this already. Last week we talked about LEAS. The very next day it went well up over 100% after Stockwatch Sunday. So there is ones that will really make you some serious cash, especially if you're not used to trading this type of these types of stocks. This is definitely the place to be, guys. This is the only YouTube channel that's focused on over-the-counter penny stocks. So if you're interested in the insane volatility that takes place within the OTC, this is the channel to be at. So if you're not subscribed, certainly give me a subscription. And if you like this video, I would certainly appreciate the thumbs up as well. But as always, before I sign off with you guys, let me answer some questions here to see if anybody has anything that they'd like to add. And I can maybe pick out a Twitter or a ticker or two to kind of go over. So a couple of questions here. Let's see, a couple of comments. So thanks for the comments, guys. A couple of kind words. I appreciate it. CMGO will be a good one also. So yes, absolutely. CMGO, if you guys are, you know, I don't know if we talked about this last week at Stockwatch Sunday, but I know we talked about it within my mentorship. And CMGO, basically, there's speculation out there that the settlement that they have been meticulously going through over the last 4 years is finally come to a settlement. And there's speculation out there that the settlement was for $125 million. I don't want to go into too much detail without making this video too long, but there's reason to believe that that could potentially be it. We haven't been able to confirm that, but that is why the buying has happened. Lots of folks within our WeTrade HQ group went and bought it at 003. It is now traded at closed at 008. So seen well over 200% gains already on CMGO. We'll see if this actually goes well over a penny. It bounced up over a penny this week. We'll see if that returns, especially the closer it gets to that April date as far as the filings are concerned with CMGO. I think leading into that April filing, we'll see a significant buying volume going into that event. And then, you know, obviously once we find out what that official number is, it'll determine whether or not that stock, you know, goes crazy because of the $125 million settlement was a real thing. Or if it wasn't $125 million, obviously we could probably kind of determine what's going to happen with that stock if that's not the case. So great observation, Alan. Thanks for bringing that up. Let's see here. Matrix says, checked VYST, very informative and interesting chart. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's why I think VYST could be something interesting and to watch. Tony says on VYST, why do you know that an investor won't dump if it reaches 15 cents? Because the par value of VYST is 15 cents. So if they have $200,000 worth of VYST at 15 cents, they're not going to sell it at 15 cents because they're just breaking even at 15 cents. So they're looking for it to go far and beyond 15 cents before they're looking to sell any of that because they're trying to make a return on their investment. They're not going to sell it once it hits 15 because that means all they're doing is breaking even. So, you know, that's the whole purpose behind, you know, becoming an investor. And when you see par value, that's what your share is. So when you see par value at 15 cents, that means that you bought it with that par value being 15 cents, which means that your shares are worth 15 cents. So that investor right now, as it closed on Friday at 5 cents, that your shares right now you're deep in the red. So you're not going to sell anytime soon because you're looking to see your return on investment, and it's not going to be at 15. Should be, if I was a smart investor, well beyond that. So that is why there's value to be had there with VYST. Somebody asked, just wondered what would be a good platform to trade with OTC. Very good question. So typically what I tell people, if you're just starting out within the over-the-counter stocks, penny stocks in general, best platforms that are out there that I've been able to find, especially for beginners, is going to be E-Trade and TD Ameritrade. Those are the two that really kind of give you the broadest availability for over-the-counter stocks in particular. So if you're looking to trade in the OTC, TD Ameritrade and E-Trade are going to be your best bets. New to the board, CHNC. Yeah, there's been a lot tough sledding for CHNC. FTEG really kind of been tough sledding for FTEG. I don't think there's much there, to be honest with you. Guys, hit the thumbs up. Yeah, I would appreciate the thumbs up. Thank you very much. Don't just hit the like button, man. So Somebody asked, why not Robinhood? So Robinhood does not allow you to trade over-the-counter stocks. I would love if Robinhood would. Part of my time away was to be able to focus on a couple of ideas as far as content was concerned. So I'm going to revisit Robinhood and give an apology letter to Robinhood, because I've been hating on them for a long time, and I'll, explain to you guys what I'm going to apologize to Robinhood. But it really sucks that Robinhood doesn't allow you to trade over-the-counter penny stocks on their platform. If they did, I'd feel a lot better about them. But unfortunately, they don't at this current period in time. So at what price would you place when I order stock? You just have to do it at a limit value. Thanks for the like. Appreciate it. Alrighty. So that is all I'm going to cover for today. Looks like the questions are drying up. Guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I appreciate every view that I get from you guys and the time that's spent here on this channel. I can't thank you enough. And so if you're looking to experience more knowledge on trading, if you hate penny stocks, you're not going to hurt my feelings. But I highly encourage you to check out WeTrade HQ. The platform that I have created with my partner Jake has been amazing so far. We've experienced unbelievable growth since 2019 started, and I have reason to believe that we're going to grow even bigger going into the spring and summer months. By the end of 2019, I think we'll have well over 10,000 folks within our group. I know it's far-fetched. I don't want to say far-fetched, but I know it's ambitious, I should say. But I really honestly feel like we'll get there. The more people see value within WeTrade HQ and the free tools and resources that we provide on our platform. So please go check that out. We do have paid mentorships if you're interested in stepping up your trading game, but by no means are you obligated to purchase those. If you just want to take advantage of all the free stuff that we offer for you, please go do so, because we have seasoned vets in there, people that have been trading for 20 years or 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. If you're just interested even in the slightest bit in learning how to trade stocks in general, options, no matter what you're looking to trade within the market, WeTrade HQ is going to be the place for you. It's all under one roof, and I guarantee you're going to love the community that we've built. So please go check that out. And again, if you learn something within this channel, and if you see value in Stock Watch Sunday, I certainly would appreciate a thumbs up and a subscription if you want to see more content such as this. Guys, I will see you tomorrow for the midday market recap. I can't wait to be back into the swing of things when it comes to that. And as always, I will see you all before the bell. So guys, B. Smith is out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a good one.